So I love the MVC model because it's super simple and clear, and I love clarity, I love simplicity. If you use the 4 steps of this model, it's more likely that you will create connection with other people and with yourself. So you use this model when you want to express yourself, but also when you're listening to someone else or when you're listening to yourself. Like in a way we're also talking to ourselves, right? And you can do that also with the 4 steps of NVC. In this video, I'll show you how I use the NVC model to express myself. So say that my thought is that someone in a group that I'm in is dominant. But I'm afraid that if I say to this other person, you're kind of dominant and I don't like it, that won't really create connection. So I'll go through the 4 steps to make a nonviolent communication message of this. And in each step, I'll refer to other videos in case you want to know more about the particular step. The first step is that I create an observation. An observation is a neutral way to describe what happened, what the other person did or what I did. In this case, we're talking about another person, right? And so I have to connect with myself, like to think like, okay, what is it that they did? It could be, in my case, when I say someone is dominant, that the observation is, hey, during the meeting a few times you started to speak when someone else was speaking. To create an observation is quite an art in itself, so I dedicated a separate video to it that you can find up here if you click the link up here. The second step is to share my feeling. And I feel kind of worried that some people didn't get a chance to express themselves and to really get heard as well. Sure, in order to be sure that you're not using what nonviolent communication calls pseudo feelings, I created a video about that again, so you can find it up here. I guess I have a need for all people of the group to be taken into account, kind of a need for care, and maybe also for variety in the sense of hearing several people express themselves. You can find your NVC need by checking my need card, an overview of all the needs that human beings can have. You can download that card for free if you click the link up here. Step 4 is to make a request to the other person based on your need. There's 2 kinds of requests. The first option, let's say, is a connection request. How is this for you to hear? And the second option is to do an action request. That could sound like this. So I was wondering, in our meeting of tomorrow, can we do something that each person gets 5 minutes to share? Like we do kind of a round and we do like silent listening to this person. How would that be for you? If you want to make sure that your request doesn't create pressure in the other person to say yes to your request, I have a video again about that. Find the link up here. So when you express yourself, the kind of classical order of the MVC steps would be to go from step 1 to 4. So I start with the observation, then I share my feeling, then I share my need, and then my request. But I already mentioned that you can use the steps also to connect with yourself. And if you're preparing a talk and kind of want to connect with yourself to see what is actually my need and what is actually going on, it might be that you wanna, or it's more helpful, I think, to start with where you are. Which is usually not in the observation in step 1, but usually you notice something's going on because you have a certain feeling. So you might actually start with step 2 with the feeling and then go to the observation and then go to the need and the request. Or you might have a certain thought. You might notice you have thoughts or judgments about someone and you might go to the feeling and then to the observation and then to the need and the request for yourself. So whatever order you use, it doesn't really matter when you're trying to connect with yourself. You really want to just kind of organically follow your flow, the process that's going on in you. The thought is not in the 4 steps, by the way, because it's not very connecting to share. So the 4 steps are really about creating connection. So you leave the thought out when you express yourself. So if you want to express something to someone at this moment, there's something going on in you and you want to say it to someone, you can even more prepare yourself by using my Tough Talk preparation sheet. You can download that for free if you click this link